Self-settling is a term that most mums will have heard about. It's somewhat infamous, but what does it actually mean, and how do we get your baby to actually do that, especially once your baby is older than 6 months old? That brings me to today's question of how do you encourage self-settling with a baby at 7.5 months old? Hi, I'm Amanda, founder and co-creator of Little One Sleep Programs. I'm a pediatric sleep specialist and mother to 2 darling little girls. At Little Ones, we have our comprehensive sleep program which guides you and your baby to learn the skill of sleep right from 0 through to toddler age. We do that via our program in our custom built app, where we also have our fantastic customer support village that has our trained sleep consultants working day and night to help you in any capacity that you may need. Make sure that you visit us at www.littlenones.co. So back to the question today, which is how do you encourage self-settling at 7.5 months? So teaching your baby how to self-settle is definitely a skill which is going to require a little bit of help from you. Just like if you were teaching your baby how to read or write, you would help and guide them and teach them the skill. With younger babies, teaching them how to fall asleep independently can be a relatively quick process, but over the age of about 6 months, your baby is a little bit older, a little bit more aware, and it may take a little bit longer for you to be able to teach them the skill of self-settling. And you definitely will be able to help teach your baby learn the new skill as long as you're helping and guiding them and moving forward in each step of a process. You will have heard that there's many different ways of teaching your baby how to self-settle, one of which is one extreme from putting them in their bedroom at night, letting them cry and scream and not going in until the morning. This is called extinction. In no way do we advocate this. There are certainly many other methods. This is a bit of an olden day method. There's many other methods now that you can do and help and guide your baby to self-settle. And then there's also the other end of the scale where you are present with your baby, you are helping them go to sleep but independently, but you are there every step of the way, and then you gradually remove yourself from the baby's cot and crib and environment, and then you do eventually get to the point where you can pop your baby into bed and walk out and they will go to sleep. The first and most important thing of teaching your baby how to self-settle is to make sure that they are indeed actually tired, and making sure you have a good idea as to how much sleep they need during the day, as that is separate from how much sleep they need during the night. Now this is where our sleep programs come in. They give you the ultimate times and nap lengths for each of your naps during the day to encourage really good settling at each nap, really good nap lengths, and also then really good sleep during the night as well. Because if your baby is 7.5 months old and they haven't been self-settling up until now, you probably have got a little bit of a catnap schedule going on during the day. They're probably also having 3 naps rather than 2 by now, and they're probably also waking 2 hourly at nighttime. So this is as I said, most important during the day. We always look at the daytime first in our sleep programs, because that is when you're awake, you're alert. Everyone's a lot happier during the day than in the middle of the night trying to start something new in the middle of the night. So naps, most important, and teaching your baby at the beginning of each nap to learn how to fall asleep in their sleep environment by themselves. And that will help automatically by allowing your baby to know that where they go to sleep is where they stay asleep, and when they wake up in the night, they'll know that they're still in the same environment, they're still tired, and they will go back to sleep. The second most important thing is that you choose a method which works for you and your family. Every baby has a different personality. They may be really alert, they may be really aware of your attempts to settle them. So you may need to be a little bit more hands off. You may have a baby that doesn't mind that you're in the room with them, that you're able to be a little bit more hands-on, and that can guide you and your baby into which sort of method you are able to use. Now, we have 7 different methods of guiding your baby into self-settling in our sleep program, and as I said, it's most important for you and your baby to figure out what is going to work for you. Thirdly, consistency is the key. Making sure that you are doing the exact same thing at every nap and also at nighttime, and not giving your baby mixed messages, not teaching them how to self-settle at one nap and then not doing it at the next nap, and then maybe trying to do it again at bedtime. If you're going to teach them how to self-settle, we recommend that you are going to do that at every nap and every bedtime until they can self-settle and fall asleep independently. And then of course the morning nap or the afternoon nap you don't need to necessarily do in their cot or crib after they know how to go to sleep but independently. My next tip is that a hungry baby will not settle no matter what you do. At 7.5 months, your baby should be well fed, well on solids by now. So this probably isn't as much of an issue at 7.5 months as it is when you're looking at teaching a baby under 5-6 months of how to go to sleep independently. The next tip I would like to give you is that with anything, when you're teaching a baby how to self-settle, that you make sure the room environment is ideal for sleep. Making sure the room is dark, you can put on some white noise that automatically can help with your baby settling. It can even help with adults settling, you know, it just helps tune your brain into something else to think about and drift off to sleep easily. So the room environment is making sure that it's dark, white noise, and other things like making sure your baby is at the right temperature. At 7.5 months, a baby sleeping bag would be recommended, and making sure the room is at a good warm temperature as well. And the last tip is make sure you have high expectations of your baby. Make sure that you are letting them have a go at trying to go to sleep. Make sure that you're not interrupting or trying to get them to go to sleep at the first tiny little grizzle. Make sure that you are actually giving them the chance, because they are able to do this. They are able to go to sleep independently, and your hard work will pay off with such good naps and such good sleep overnight. If you want to read some further information, I will link a blog up here called Self-Settling the Truth. That's got some really great information, and another video that you are able to watch that we've already gone through as well. If you liked this video, as always, give us a big thumbs up, and if you're new to this channel, click the subscribe button and make sure that notification bell is checked to make sure you get notified of videos just like this one.